Hello, my dear students. Hello again. How are you? I miss you and I wish that everything is going great with you. Now, today we are going to continue with Unit 7, Information Age. Now, before we start, please bring your books, bring your students' books, and open your books, please, to at Unit 7, please. Now we finished page 80, 81, the first text in this page. You finished reading the text and answering the questions, and you also recognize the new words and their meanings. I wish that you study the text carefully and try to learn the words and know their meanings. Now, in this lesson, we will also talk about a new vocabulary lesson. It talks about idioms. Please, but before we start, I want to tell you that you have a homework. Please open your books, your student's book, page 82. Page 82, exercise A. Now, this exercise is a vocabulary exercise. If you look at this exercise, you will find that you have sentences, and in these sentences, you have words in bold. And beside these sentences, on the right of these sentences, you have meanings, the meanings for these words in bold. I want you now, as a homework, I want you to read these sentences carefully. Try to think of the words in bold, read through the meanings also on the right, and match between the word and its meaning. Now, so you have to read the sentences, try to guess the meaning of the word and match it with the definition that's suitable, that suits it in the right, inshallah. Then we will, inshallah, check your answers together next lesson. At the beginning of the next class, inshallah, I will check your answers. Now, what we are going to do this class is to continue with the vocabulary also, and we will talk about idioms, and especially idioms with the word touch. So I want you to open your books, page 84, your student's book, page 84. Together, you have to open this page. And we will talk about exercise A. Now, in this exercise, you will find sentences. In this sentence, you have idioms. These idioms, you have the word touch in each sentence, but we use it in a different way. Now, what we are going to do this class is to explain the meaning of each one of these idioms, then try to match between the idiom and its meaning in this box here. If you look here, this is the meaning and this is the sentences with idioms. First of all, we have to explain the meaning together of each idiom, then we will do the exercise at the end of this lesson. We will do it together. Now, some of you will ask, what is the meaning of idiom? Or let's revise the meaning of idiom. Now, the idiom is, or idioms are, the idiom is an expression that doesn't exactly mean what the words say. So when you say this is an idiom, you will use words, you will use sentences. You don't have to translate these words or these sentences, literal translation, to get the meaning of this idiom. No. Now, these are expressions, and we use them to give another meaning. For example, if you have an exam, and I ask you, how was your exam? You will tell me, my exam was a piece of cake. What does that mean? It doesn't exactly mean a piece of cake, no. It means that your exam was so easy. Now, if you look here, I have another example for you. She spilled the beans. What does it mean by she spilled the beans? If you try to translate it, you will have another meaning. But we use this idiom, she spilled the beans, to say that she talked too much and she told the secret. Okay? So idioms are expressions that doesn't exactly mean what the words say. Okay? Now, what we are going to do this class is to talk about idioms with the word touch. We know what is the meaning of touch, but when we use it as an idiom, let's see what does it mean. Let's start with the first idiom with touch. When you say finishing touch. Finishing touch or final touch, okay? What does it mean? We use this idiom finishing touch when we mean that something that is added to ensure that something else is made complete, or it's a minor change that completes something else or makes it perfect. That means when you work on something, the last thing you do, we will call it the finishing touch. Okay, look at this example. Example sentence: as a professional artist, you must put finishing touches on every work before it can be exhibited. Now, finishing touches in Arabic, if we want to say it in Arabic, means اللمسات النهائية. Okay, that you will do it at the end of your work just to feel that your work is complete. Okay. Now, the second idiom is to be in touch or in touch. Now, what does it mean when you say keep in touch? We are in touch. What does it mean? The meaning of in touch or to be in touch is to remain in contact with someone. That means you call him, you know his what is going on with him, especially when separated by time or distance. That means when you want to end the call, you will tell your friend, keep in touch. Okay? That means to remain in contact with someone. Look at this example. You have it here. We will definitely keep in touch with each other when you move to Australia. That means I can't see you, I will not see you, but we, inshallah, we will keep in touch. That means I will call you, we will know, I will know how are you, what are you doing, and all of these things about you. So we finished talking about the second idiom with touch. Now the third idiom. When you say you touch a sore spot, what does it mean? The meaning of touch a sore spot to refer to a sensitive matter that will upset or anger or embarrass someone. What does it mean? That means, if you look at the example here in this page, this is a conversation between two friends. Friend one, what did I say to upset Julia so much? Friend two, nothing really. It is just that you touched a sore spot. Julia has always been overly sensitive about her weight. Touched a sore spot يعني in Arabic when we say إذا لما إحنا نحكي ضربت على الوتر الحساس أو أصبت نقطة حساسة لشخص معين. That means to refer to a sensitive matter, يعني emotionally, okay? This is the meaning of touch a sore spot. The fourth idiom with touch is to use touch by something. Touch by something, what does it mean? To have a strong feeling that affects you emotionally. Now, if you compare it with the last one, touch a sore spot, here it's a sensitive matter that will upset, anger, or embarrass someone. Now, touch, no. To have a strong feeling, look at this example. She was really touched. Just a minute. She was really touched by the letter she received from her parents. She was really touched. That means when you say in Arabic لمست مشاعرها, حركت مشاعرها, تأثرت. Okay? That means what is the meaning of touch by something. The next idiom, we use it with touch, to lose the touch. Lose the touch with someone, that means the opposite of keep in touch. When you say we lose the touch with someone, that means to no longer communicate with someone. There's no relationship with him. I can't call him. I can't send him messages. That means we lost the touch with someone. Example: I lost touch with Katie after she moved to Canada. That means I no longer call her. We can't talk to each other. I don't know where is she and what is she doing now at ease. The next one, to lose one's touch, and be careful. This is lose touch and this is to lose one's touch. What does that mean? To lose one's touch, that means no longer be able to do or handle something skillfully. That means if you are skillful in doing something, you are good in doing something, and suddenly you are not able to do it the same way you did it first. Now, what do we call this? That means you lose your touch. Okay, lose your touch. فقدت مهاراتك. بطلت انت قادر على انك تفعل هذا الشيء مثل ما كنت تعمله بالاول. We call this lose one's touch. Look at the examples here. I used to make beautiful cakes, but I seem to have lost my touch. So I can't do the cake the same way I did it before. And the second example, Dan had a real knack for letting someone down gently, but he's lost his touch. Lost his touch or lost my touch, or when someone loses his touch, means that you are not skillful the same way you were skillful before. Now, these are the idioms with touch that you have to know them and you have to know their meanings. Okay, now if you go back to the page, we have it page 84. Here you have 6 sentences, and each sentence we use one of the idioms we talked about. If you look at the first sentence, we use finishing touches, being touched, touch the sore spot, touched, lost touch, losing his touch. And in the box below, here in this box, you have the meaning of each one of them. Now, what I want you to do, try to match between the idiom and its meaning from the box. Okay, guess the meaning of the idiom in the sentence and try to match it with the box. I will give you 2 minutes and then we will do it together. Okay, try to read the sentences carefully to match them with their meanings. Let's start with the first sentence. I'm just putting the finishing touches to this painting before I sell it. Finishing touches, we say, it means the things that we do to complete a work. And finishing touches, yes, we have to match it with F, the final details to complete something. So one, you have to match it with F. One with F. Okay? Now, here, one with F. 2. Thank you for coming in for an interview. We will be in touch. We will be in touch. That means we will communicate with each other. That means we will match to with E, to communicate with somebody by phone or in writing. So, 2 with E. Sorry for the bad handwriting, but okay. The third one, the teacher's comment about John's poor mark in the test touched a sore spot because he had studied very hard for it. Touched a sore spot, that means, yes, C, to refer to a sensitive topic which may upset somebody. So the third one with C. Next, I was deeply touched by the gift they gave me. Now, for yes, with A, having a strong feeling, being moved emotionally. So it's with A here. Next, Julia and I lost touch when she got married and moved to Sweden. That means we no longer have contact with somebody, so with D. The last one, my dad used to cook great meals, but I think he's losing his touch. The last one, we will match it with B, no longer be able to do something as well as you did before. Now, what I hope you to do now, I hope that you will uh, read the information in this video again. Try to check your understanding, and you have to memorize the idioms here, the 6 idioms and their meanings in Arabic and in English, and try to use them in sentences. Thank you so much, and in the next class, inshallah, we will continue with exercise B with prepositional phrases with M. Thank you, and don't forget to do your homework. And next class, next lesson, inshallah, we will check the answers with you. Thank you so much.